Welcome to Thrive Thursday. Today we're going to look at some tools and some skills that you can work on building to increase your social intelligence. Now, if you've ever thought, I wish I was better at conversations, or if you've ever wondered, why do I always replay things afterwards? Then this video is for you, because today we're not just talking about social intelligence, we're actually building it. So the first tool is called 50-50 awareness shift. So most people focus on one of two things in conversations: what they are saying or what the other person is saying. And social intelligence is actually about both: 50% on you, 50% on them. So, as you're in conversations, you may want to ask yourself, what am I noticing in them? What's their tone? What's their posture? What's their energy? And then also ask yourself, what am I bringing in this moment? So, this will help you create real time awareness of both. Tool number two is looking at the situation beyond the words that are being spoken, because words are only part of communication. I want you to really lean in to other things when you're having conversations. So, facial expressions, body language, the tone of someone's voice and of your voice, and pauses of hesitation. So, for example, if someone says, I'm fine, but their tone drops and they look away, that's some data. Doesn't mean you have to fix it if they're not fine, but just learning to notice it will give you some skill building, some opportunities to increase social intelligence. So, tool number three is just a little micro check in. So, instead of guessing how you're coming across, you could gently check in with the person that you're communicating with by using some simple phrases like, did that make sense? Or, I want to make sure I'm explaining this clearly. Or, let me know if that sounds off base. And this reduces misunderstanding in the moment. Instead of you leaving the conversation and replaying it over and over, wondering like, how did that land? Why did I say it like that? Did they actually understand what I was saying? So if you can check in really gently and casually in real time, you will get some information and some data if you are being understood in the way that you want to be. So tool number four is to match, not to mimic. So what we mean is connection often comes from alignment, right? It's not perfection. It's just being in align with the other person. So noticing their pace, their energy level, their level of depth in the conversation. How deep are they going? And then you gently match it. So if someone is calm and reflective, then you may want to slow down as you're communicating with them. If someone is more animated, then you can match that and bring a little bit more energy to the conversation as well. This is called attunement. So when you're in tune or attuned to someone else, that builds a sense of safety in that relationship. So tool number five is to pause before you respond. So social intelligence isn't about reacting quickly. It's about responding intentionally. And sometimes to do that, we have to have a little bit of a pause between those two things. So a 1 to 2 second pause will help you to respond instead of react. So it helps you, number one, process what was said. It helps you notice your reaction. It helps you choose your response. So instead of defaulting to autopilot, you are intentionally responding. And the last tool is reflect, don't ruminate. So after conversations, it is helpful to do some reflection. But rumination isn't helpful at all. So instead of, why did I say that? That was so awkward, you might want to try doing some reflection. So looking at what went well, or what did I notice, or what might I try differently next time. And this builds skills without you getting into rumination and self criticism. So no one gets this perfect, right? This is a skill that a lot of people weren't taught and that a lot of people need to build. So even people with strong social intelligence miss cues sometimes, or they can misread situations or say the wrong thing. So, the difference with people who have higher social intelligence is they have built the skills of noticing, adjusting, checking in, and repairing those conversations and relationships along the way. So, social intelligence isn't about being perfect in conversations, but it is helpful if you're present and if you're curious and if you are willing to adjust. So, small shifts like these can completely change how you experience connection with someone else. So, I invite you to start with one tool this week and let that build and see how it shifts things in your communication and in your relationships. So, thank you for being here. You got this. I'll see you next time.